To truly know a city, we must know who believes in it, who invests in it, who has a stake in its future. This is Detroit. It is a city where something quite remarkable is taking place, something unique in the history of cities. For here on these 33 acres of riverfront property,
Detroit State of Mind is on the air! Bringing you the sounds of Detroit's underground, straight to your ear holes. Rock, punk, and metal. If it's Detroit, you'll hear it here. Unless you're a dick. And now, your overlords, Rich and Dave.
I'm feeling whiskey pen, and Georgia's on my mind. I'm stuck here in this Detroit state of mind. Seven shepherds to the wind, blah, blah, I'm sick. Yes, you said, you're the man. Second down, shoot guard, Vixen. Vixen, you're Vixen. With a whole step. Everlasting hit, round league wilderness, now gas marshal, giving steps in the day and day. Vixen, you're Vixen. With a whole step.
Detroit State of Mind is on the air.
Episode 41.
What's up, fellas?
What's going on? We got State in the house. We appreciate you guys coming out.
Do our obligatory go around the table, tell us who you are and what you do
Except
in
for
the
you,
band.
Ali. You may go.
For the third time, my name is Ali and I play drums.
Jeff, I play bass.
Oh, you got to pull that mic in there, buddy. Don't be stingy.
Jeff, bass.
Don't be scared, nah. Don't you know, nah.
Scott, guitar.
Preston, vocals.
So how long has State been around? I did some research the other day, and it said, 78? This band's been around since?
Well, the official story is 79. It was formed by Art Tendler, who was our original guitar player. He retired, about 10 years ago. And he was out of the Detroit area and started the band in Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Ann Arbor. A lot of good musicians from that town.
Yeah, and a lot of good musicians that came to the town. He was from Lathrop Village, just outside Detroit on the north side, and brought some of that Detroit spirit to Ann Arbor. And you got to know, he was working at Apollo Music on Main Street. Ron Ashton and dudes from the MC5 came in there and just, they kind of got to know him, and he started working with them. So, real strong.
Well, that's a pretty good company to be in.
Actually, Ron played a solo on a song.
On a State song?
Yeah, called I'm on the Outside. It's on one of our CDs, kind of an archive CD that we did in 06 with Grand Theft Auto.
And where do we find this stuff?
Sell it at shows.
Do you? There's nowhere online I can rip it off?
Not present. Oh, actually, that one probably is, maybe is online. Yeah, but I'm going to reissue it. It's very cool. Ron plays throughout the entire tune. He's just jamming throughout the whole thing. It's very cool. And also worked a lot with Mike Davis and Scott Ashton. But that was back in the very early days of the State. I joined in '81. And we got really influenced by bands like Minor Threat and English punk bands, Negative Approach, Necros, and Misfits, and got off into that whole trip. And then we put out an EP in '83 and called No Illusions, and that blew up. So we sold that across the world, and that's kind of our first made our mark.
Badass.
So, is there any original members of State currently, or are you like the closest one to being?
I'm the closest one to being an original member. So Art was originally the singer for the State. I joined, like I said, in '81 as a guitar. Well, first I was bass, and then I was guitar and did some singing. And the guys were like, "You should just sing." So then I became their singer.
Is your guitar playing that bad?
No. I guess my singing was better.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
You probably like me can't do both.
It depends on the song.
I
I had a
cannot
band,
sing and play.
throughout the '90s. I had a band called the Bitter Pills. Jeff was part of that for a while, and we played a lot with Ali and Scott's band Mount Ty back in those days. And yeah, I sang and played guitar.
Do you enjoy the freedom of just doing vocals as opposed to being tied down to a guitar?
Yeah, I do, but really what it is that when I see a rock band, I would much rather see a rock band where you have a vocalist that is not playing an instrument, is just running around doing their crazy shit,
As yourself.
as I attempt to do. Yes.
Something I think is interesting about State is, people think that, State's this hardcore band started in the 80s, with the whole hardcore scene and stuff. But State hung out in Ann Arbor with, with some guys from the Stooges and with some guys from the MC5 and all that. And so it's sort of a crossover thing, or it carried over from
Definitely.
the 60s, 70s,
Kind of like a garage type sound, or?
Well, it carried over from the old Grandy Ballroom scene, kind of.
Yeah.
These guys from State knew a bunch of those people and hung out with those people. And so it's sort of sort of a bridge between those days and the 80s, hardcore days, and, well, now.
Yeah, so when I was a very young teenager, like 12, I was hanging out with the White Panthers and Lenny Sinclair and Punflamon and Ginny Plumon and Frank Bach from the Up and going to all the free concerts and stuff, and saw the MC5 in '69, and we called it high energy rock and roll, and that's
Exactly. Definitely was.
kind of what
Absolutely.
what it is that we do. And then when the Sex Pistols and Ramones and New York Dolls, in the late '70s, that's when rock and roll came back. So we're kind of more of a rock and roll band. I want to say we're not what you would call a hardcore band. We called ourselves a hardcore punk band in the '80s, by which we meant that we were like punk on steroids, if you will. But it's not. I mean, if you listen to what we do, it's not what you call hardcore. Hardcore these days is more kind of a metal thing.
Yeah, it's not what it used to be.
Yeah, the definition changed.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I heard the phrase, the word hardcore for punk rock was in the Flint Voice. I saw a picture of DOA, and they had their Hardcore '81 banner, and Necros were playing. In the description of the Necros, where, come see the Necros, it's hardcore rock and roll. So I saw hardcore twice in the same, it was the Flint Voice.
Yeah.
Michael Moore's old newspaper from back in the early 80s.
Right.
But getting back to the original
He
members,
used to be cool. That's I call bullshit.
Jeez.
You call bullshit.
I did kind of skip the fact that Jeff here on bass has been with the State since '03. So that's coming up on 20 years. And so I think,
Damn, you're gonna get a tattoo like right here on your face.
face it.
Some state,
So,
Oklahoma.
but
So the band name, what exactly does the band name mean to you guys?
what does
Like
it
the
mean to
deep
you?
state?
What does it mean to you, Ali?
It's pretty meaningless to me.
Okay, cool.
I think it's
You guys just pick a name out of a hat, or was there actually a meaning behind it?
Well, I can only go kind of secondhand on that, and that is that.
Right, he wasn't even in the band when they named it.
Right.
Well, I'm sure he knows though.
And I think Art might have borrowed the name from someone else, but the thing was that originally it was more had to do with state of mind, and then it got political
Perfect.
because
Detroit State of Mind.
We are very political in our lyrics, so it is got that all. It's kind of between state of mind and state, like in the song "State Control," which we played, the police state and all that shit. And what I'm saying is that, so back how I heard of the state actually is my little sister Angela came home one day when I was going to school, living at home and shit, and she's like, "Oh, last night was so cool. I was, I saw this band and they're called the State, and it was like." The singer he was like in some kind of catatonic psychedelic state. And
Like a trance of sorts?
Then we ended up dancing all night, and it was like, oh, okay.
I'm pregnant.
And so
Oh, Jesus. What?
that's where those kids came from. No wonder they're so musical. But anyway, yeah, so I'm like, well, I'm going to check them fuckers out. And then I did. And I'm like, the dude was fucked up. He was fucked up on I don't know how many drugs. And he was like a wheeling dirt. He was spinning around in a circle. He kept spinning around in a circle, but he had his guitar cord that just wrapped around him like a cocoon, and then he fell over.
What was
It's
his
like,
name?
this is the band for me. That was art.
All right, I'm in.
So how did you actually get into the band then?
So you're the Henry Rollins of state.
Oh, please no. No, I'm not.
Came in and when it's getting good.
I'm really more influenced. I'm very much influenced by Niagara, who sang for Destroy All Monsters with Scott and Ron Ashen, and by John Brandon, I want to say, because
That's a great name for a band.
Destroy All Monsters.
Yes.
Yeah, they were the best.
As a Godzilla fanatic.
But I forgot your question.
So how did you actually get into the band?
Well, what happened was that my friend Sean Carroll, the dude from England who turned me on to actually do the Sex Pistols back in like '77. I was like, whoa, what is this? Because I had just like this rock and roll in the '70s shit is not even rock and roll anymore. But anyway, he was like, he had this fanzine called Isolated Rat Hearts, and I placed an ad in there, and I said that I wanted to look
Another
for
one.
musicians that sounded kind of like Cult Heroes and Destroy All Monsters and State, because they used to always be in the same bill together. And so Art was like, ooh, he wants to be in a band like our band. Why don't we just get him in our band? So that's kind of how it happened. That's what he says.
Is that the real story, though?
How'd you end up hooking up with these guys, Allie?
Well, like you said, me and Scott's old band used to play with the Bitter Pills. And then, lo and behold, one day in 2003, they State announced a reunion at this record store that's not there anymore called State Control Records.
Yep.
And,
in Ann Arbor.
Yep. And yeah, I remember Ralph from Death in Custody, and I
Oh,
went.
thank God you were there, man. Phew.
Yeah, we started out being audience members, and then we had to form a wall because it was so small, but there was so many people going crazy. We were like doing this, to keep people from
Hitting the band?
basically smothering the band,
Right.
and knocking them over and shit.
I remember that show.
Were you at that show?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yes.
I don't remember. Anyway, and then not long after that, Ralph and I got Death in Custody started. So for the next 8 years, we played a lot of shows with State in and around Detroit, like Detroit, Ann Arbor, Ypsi, Lansing one time, shit like that. And then to 2013, I think it was in October or November 2013, I get a call from him asking if I wanted. I thought he was going to ask DIC to get on the show, and at that point I was already like, I don't want to do DIC anymore. I was getting sick of those guys, but he said, hey, Kier quit, their drummer. You want to join us? Like, hell yeah. So that's.
So for the last 10 years, you've been drumming for these cats.
Yep.
So what about you, Scott? How did they bring your ass on board?
Same story. Art, I don't know why Art quit. I don't know the story. But Preston called and bugged me a few times. I'm like, oh, I got a band. I already got a band. But I said, I'll do it for.
Yeah, but Ollie's in 5. You can handle 2, right?
Yeah. I said, I'll do it for a month or 2, and that was 4 or 5 years ago.
Right, one of those. Yeah, fell in love with it.
I want to say, though, that Art is a fabulous musician and songwriter. And nobody in Michigan was a better replacement for him than Scott. Scott is the man.
And I'm honored, too.
nice.
So does Art appreciate the current state of the band?
Well,
And does he listen? Do you still talk to this this
yeah,
dude?
you
Or
know, I think he must have some appreciation because he still talks to me.
there you go.
No, we're really close friends. I mean, I think he's probably my best friend.
Yeah.
So,
Does he come to shows, or does
at
he even
Scott,
live
he's all
around here
heartbroken
anymore?
now.
or-
No, he lives.
Crushed him.
I think he's in Royal Oak, but he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't get out much. You know.
Yeah.
He's a very private guy. But yeah, we're still very close.
Excellent.
Excellent.
So as far as lyrics goes, what are you writing about? You obviously said it's very political, based.
Yeah. Well, I want to say just generally social injustice. We have songs, condemning racism, fascism, exploitive capitalism, a lot of things like that, and just complaining basically about things, and trying to still project a positive outlook. But
Yeah, no one likes negativity all the time.
yeah, that's true. But on the other hand, we're a punk band, so and we're not really a party band or a joke band, so we've always been kind of serious. But there's some songs that have a little lighter theme. But we just Art and I, and especially Scott here, we have a lot in common politically, and basically kind of an anarchist standpoint.
Yeah, Scott's a nut.
And, well,
No, I'm kidding.
We used to call him Commie Scott because he sold that newspaper.
Oh, you stopped? You stopped
I don't
calling
call
me?
you that anymore. I changed your name in my phone about 5 years ago.
It used to be Commie Scott.
Yeah,
I love that.
but
Hey, me and Preston, we used to have throwdown arguments. Me and Ali.
we did
Well,
not.
me and everybody I know.
You and my
Were they
Everybody you know, yeah,
Were
right.
they discussions or were they arguments?
Both.
Okay.
Well, I got to tell a story though. Last Mount Tai show we played in
Oh, that's not a good
Ipsy. We played.
It's not a good story.
We
Perfect. Tell the story.
We played with all these West Side dummy bands, But
We
anyways,
shall remain nameless.
they got pissed. This was Mount Tai's last show with me and Ali and
Did you know it was gonna be the
Ralph.
last show, or it was kind of like?
No, we didn't know. But so they fucking attacked us because of the shit we were saying on stage and stuff. But anyway, so
Did you drop stupid dad jokes or something?
No.
Oh, okay.
They verbally attacked you.
So,
Oh.
It wasn't physical.
Was it your hammer and sickle
No, that
tattoo?
came later.
I don't have one. So
Not yet.
So as I'm leaving, I saw some of these little skinhead fuckers mouthing off, and I saw Preston deck one of them. I'm like, yeah, Preston, he's my friend.
There was almost no skinheads that night.
Well, whatever.
They were wannabe skins.
Oh, he groups
they're-
everybody together.
They're more like just random rednecks.
I haven't seen skinheads forever. They still
were-
exist?
they
I'm
were-
sorry
They
for
do,
call-
but these were not. It was not really.
They
the
were
only real-
random rednecks. You're
Yeah,
right.
the only skinhead there was Gabe, and he had our back.
I'm sorry for calling
Yeah,
them
because they were
skinheads.
beating him
So-
up. That's how.
It's a bunch of little
No, he had our
right-wing,
back.
ball-headed
I mean,
dudes.
I'll give
like
credit where
with
it's due.
swastika shit on them, and whatever.
Well, that makes them Nazi skinheads.
Oh, here we go.
That's not what happened.
You got a swastika on you. It's kind of obvious.
Well, I want to say though, it was right around. That was in the era of 9/11 and the invasion of Iraq, and
It was literally like a
Afghanistan.
week after.
And there was
Iraq
just a
invaded.
lot of tension. There was a lot of
Yeah, it was
tension.
2003.
So emotions were high.
Oh man, and we had been banned from the club actually, and for a flyer that was deemed inappropriate, and and it was just a lot of tension, man, a lot of tension, and so, and we're friends with all them fuckers now, but it was just a lot of tension, and it blew up, and
Friends with who? Who you calling we, white boy?
That's racist.
That's perfect.
On that note, we're going to take a break and play you some state.
duro, inventar con un muro de tener un racista de tener un fascista. Open the gate! Open the gate! Open the gate! Sanctuary! Odio está, claro oscuro, eres tú, la verdadera, tu verdad, es peligro de racismo, es asesino. Open the gate! Open the gate! Open the gate! Sanctuary! Open the gate! Open the gate! Open the gate! Sanctuary! Open the gate! Open the gate! Open the gate! Sanctuary!
Hey, this is Nuke from Nuke in the Night Shift, and you're clocking into Detroit State of Mind. Don't forget to check out nukeinthenightshift.com on our Facebook page for our online store and current events, and check out our videos right here on Detroit State of Mind. Enjoy the show.
Joys of editing.
Yeah.
Drop in a song. That was a great song.
Which song did we play?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, me either. Which song did we play, Ali?
I think it was
Is it the one you threw your drumstick on, or?
It's called Destroyed Rock City. Not Detroit Rock City. Destroyed.
That was the first
Rock
track you guys played earlier, right? Or the first one you started off with?
Yes.
That's a killer name for a tune.
Yeah, it's a great freaking song, man.
Destroyed Rock City.
If you take a ride around, it's pretty poignant.
No, not really. Downtown is nice.
Yeah, what, a block?
6 and Gratiot's shitty.
A block.
Poignant. Nice word over there, David.
What?
Poignant.
I like big words.
You are like the quietest guy ever there, Jeff.
He'll get talking here pretty soon.
No, nothing?
Well, how come you guys didn't ask Jeff how he got in the band?
Well, we were actually working
Well, I
our way
looked
to
him in
him.
the eye and he's like, don't fucking ask me.
Don't even talk to me. So, yeah, how'd you get in the band, Jeff? And pull the mic towards you. Thank you.
Okay. No one quit.
And we're done with you.
Nice. How poignant.
No, Preston and Art asked me to play with them for this reunion that record store. Because the record store asked you guys to play it, right?
They did.
Didn't they? So because you weren't playing.
Nope. But we were all, me and Kier and Art and you were all ready playing together in a couple different bands, the Bitter Pills and the whatchamacallit, Black Letter Saints.
Yeah.
So we were all already playing together, and they said, "Can you guys do a state reunion?" Like, well, yeah, we already play together all the time. We may as well, you know.
So you actually had literally the same members in a different, just called something else?
Well, no, because Jeff replaced the original bass player, Chris Day. He was kind of the Sid Vicious of the band, but he'd been kind of out of the scene. I mean, out of the, we hadn't been playing live and been involved in bands like all we were. We had continued after the state broke up in '87. We all separately had been doing stuff. Me and Kier had a band all throughout the '90s for about 10 years called the Bitter Pills, and Jeff had joined it towards the end. And so me and Kier and Jeff were in the Bitter Pills. Then me and Art and Jeff were in the Black Letter Saints. So we were already collaborating, and it just made sense. And plus, we didn't think it just made sense. And Chris was, we hadn't talked to him for a long time, and I feel bad, but, it worked out because Jeff, we call him the backbone of our band because he knows all the songs.
He's got a fuzz pedal.
And he has that fuzz pedal.
He doesn't use it.
Doesn't matter. He has it.
Well, I got to chime in here. Jeff is, I think, any bass players out there, any musicians, whatever, just anybody, come and check out State and see Jeff's bass playing. That guy is so right on time, so perfectly
And powerful.
perfectly everything. Me, the new guitar player,
shucks.
I can be sloppy as shit. I can be all over the place and do any old thing I want. And he's
Yeah, the only person that didn't screw up today was Jeff.
he's holding it down. He's holding down the.
Ollie's throwing drumsticks. You're stepping on chords. You forgot a line to a song.
And he's also like MacGyver. If your amp goes out, pedal, guitar, anything, he can fix it every time. I love this guy. Every band should have a Jeff.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the rhythm section should be a rock, so the
Can-
guitar
can you-
player can fucking show off and do
Can you
weird shit.
fix?
That's him.
Can you fix my marriage, Joe?
Oh,
Hands him a vibrator.
oh, jeez.
To fix it, man.
So you can't. That's what you're saying.
He's like, I can't add inches, dude.
Oh no. Oh no.
Jeff, he does not have a degree in social work, but he does have a degree in sound engineering, right?
No.
Ah, you liar. Fucking, that's how he got.
He's been lying for 30 years about
That's how he
it.
got in the band. He told me that.
You've been hoodwinked forever, man.
Hoodwinked. Bamboozled.
Right?
Not a degree. I just did it.
Oh.
But you're great at it, though.
Used to be.
I mean, I play
I don't know
SG.
about great.
We're playing in Columbus, Ohio, and the fucking tuner falls off my guitar. I'm like, fuck.
I thought you didn't use a tuner.
No, a tuning key.
Oh.
Yeah, you gotta use those.
And so,
Yeah,
Well, Scott doesn't.
They're important.
yeah. Well, so it's
Not
only,
in our band.
it's the only guitar I brought with me. Jeff's like, give me that. So, fucking, he grabbed a couple of zip ties. 2 minutes later, he gives it back to me. I'm like, what? It's fixed.
And it stayed in tune and everything?
Yeah, it's fixed. I kept that zip tie in there for the next year.
You couldn't
They're
like throw a
good for
screw and a
everything, man.
nut on it like the next day or something?
No. It was good. It was better than the screw in a nut.
Should have zip tied all the tuners then.
I'm telling you, it's MacGyver over here.
He's like, I got one for your mouth.
Yeah.
So you had said earlier, State has like 300 songs?
I don't know.
We have over 100 songs.
Really? So how many like official albums did you guys have you guys put out?
3. Oh, no.
Wait, 3?
No.
And you have 100 songs?
No. 2 songs.
There's 33 and a third per album?
No. 2 albums
See what I did
and
there?
a bunch of EPs. I mean, at least 10 EPs.
Yeah. So is there a lot of unreleased material that hasn't
Oh,
been
yeah.
recorded?
Yeah, there is. There are a lot of unreleased stuff. A lot of things that weren't ever, recorded.
You guys are getting long in the
Well,
tooth, man. You
yeah,
might
well,
want to get them put
why
out.
is that? Record that shit, man.
Yeah, well, there's also a lot of stuff that's stylistically, I try to push the band in the direction of fast, loud, hard, kind of what we used to call hardcore punk. But we have some stuff that is kind of like rock music,
Nothing wrong with that.
And
Does it not fit like the current direction that you're going in or whatever? Or
well, you gotta limit it. You don't want to be too eclectic stylistically. Your audience. You gotta build a mood. And be exciting. And if you have stuff that's a little too laid back, and then they're all pumped up, it doesn't make sense. So
yeah, but if it's good though. I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter,
yeah, that's right. So there is a whole kind of phase of the State that are like, because me and Art were basically the songwriters.
There's a name for the album.
And
Phase of
yeah,
the
it would
State.
be like some like outtakes or something like that. But this EP, I mean CD I mentioned on Grand Theft Audio that came out in '06. It's got some songs it's got 42 songs or something on there, and some of
are you serious? 42 songs on a CD?
Yeah, well, it's an archive thing. The dude puts out like archive, like he wants to hear all your basement tapes, and
Right.
and then he gets those mastered and stuff, and it's kind of interesting that way. But so some of our songs, like, wow, what does that have to do with No Illusions and that whole style? So we there's different faces to the State.
Is there some of the stuff on that 42 track CD that like it's kind of shitty? Like you don't like it, or
No, because he was very selective. He didn't want to have anything on there that wasn't quote unquote hardcore, right? But he did put a couple things. Oh, actually, we have Yeah, our second record was an album, and it had stuff on there. It was just like, what are you guys doing? Like, I was out of the country, and Art was, smoked a lot of weed, and like got really into reverb, and then he got into like triggered electric drums and female vocals, and I'm like, what is all this shit? I thought we were a fucking hardcore punk band, but it's kind of like, what is that? So I don't even sell that record. It's called False Power. I shouldn't even say it, but
so you're not a fan of that record?
That's the one I want to hear.
It bombed. It bombed. It bombed. Because people have high expectations, and we were just like, whatever. Times have
Every
changed.
band's got their technical ecstasy.
We want to do something. We want to go back to doing this kind of just rock thing, and some of the songs are like that, and people were like, nah. So.
I think it's interesting that Preston or these guys will come up with some tune out of the repertoire and say, let's do this thing. And I'm thinking, okay, it's going to be some hardcore thing. And it's not. It'll be some, old school 70s British sound, or, some DOA sounding thing, or something like that. It's not all, it's not all super fast hardcore, punk stuff. It's a lot of it's very rockin' stuff that's,
Well, I myself really loved English punk, like Discharge, GBH, and Cockney Rejects and shit, and just like that whole sound, and Art liked that too. And I wrote a good number of songs, so on our EPs are a good number of songs that have that sound. I just found they didn't go over that well live, and a lot of our repertoire, what we do, depends on how it goes over live. You got a song, we had this song called Rot Gut. I think it's a fucking great song. Drink, rot gut, I love it, but it never went over well. So it's like, it's just not on our set list, it's a good, maybe it's good on a record.
But sometimes you got to be selfish and just play it because you enjoy playing it, man.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah,
That's true.
Absolutely.
That's true. But you gotta kind. It's like a balance.
Yeah. I mean, I guess these people are paying to see you, so I guess you have to deliver what they want,
Well, I'm the front man, so I'm like right down there in the pit. I'm right there in everyone's face. And
Yeah, we played with you guys. Was it last year in Taylor, or was it 2 years ago?
it was 2 years.
Last summer, right?
It was last summer.
It was, no, it
In
was
June.
It was in June last
It
summer.
was last year.
Yeah.
It was hot as balls, and I just remember you just like walking around that fucking pit, like, what the fuck is this, man? Like you just fucking in that shit, dude. It was fucking great, man.
Well, I'm glad you
Control.
You did not enjoy yourself that day?
That was a good set that day.
Well, that was our first That was our first show after over a year because of COVID. So that was That was.
It was hot as balls too.
I'm not big on outdoor.
I didn't think it was that hot.
I'm not big on outdoor shows. I really like indoor shows at night. But yeah, it was okay.
Yeah, it's weird trying to play in the daylight,
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense.
I was feeling dizzy as fuck
Told you it
playing
was a
too,
vampire.
man.
And the sound sucked that day.
It was not good.
That was,
I'm glad you agree because it was like, what the?
yeah, that was my buddy doing sound too.
That was your.
Oh, shit. I knew I shouldn't have said something.
No, that's all good. His shit kept fucking cutting out on
It
him.
must have been the speakers.
You had a bad, you had
It
a
was
bad
the heat.
chord.
It was the heat and the amps,
Ants.
It was a
the
bad-
amps.
It was a bad
Oh.
crossover.
not the ants.
Amp.
Yeah, it was a sugar I poured in his
Those fucking ants, man. They get you every time.
Yeah, the wasps,
Tweet, tweet.
to get in the amps.
So as far as touring, like what did you guys do like in early days? Like did you just travel the world, or like how big does state get?
You know what? We never even made it California. We, back in the early day, we did the East Coast. We did New York. We went down to Richmond, Richmond, Virginia. We did Wisconsin,
Boston?
and no, we started doing more shows like that in '03 when we got back together again with Jeff and so we did Boston, Indianapolis. We did a lot of shows in Chicago, a lot of shows in Grand Rapids, Lansing, Detroit, of course, Ann Arbor sometimes.
So in '03 when you guys you reunited basically in '03, correct?
In '03. That was when that state control record store show happened. And
Right.
we said, what the fuck? This shit went over so fucking well. Let's do the state instead of these other bands we got going. We just quit the other bands, or when you quit them, we ended them and just consolidated into the state.
Yeah, if you got asses in seats, man, go with that.
Yeah,
Fucking right.
Yeah.
And plus, at that point, the band's been 20 years old, ish, plus or minus whatever.
Right.
So there's probably a lot of old fans that never got to see you guys.
Yeah, well, the thing was, though, I didn't want to be just to like, yeah, the legends from the 80s and come here and
Yeah, right. Come see the
here-
old guys.
Come here and do their old shit over and over and over again, year in, year out, the same old shit. So we got down to writing songs, and even on the album we put out in '06, there are some new songs. We did a lot of songs that had never made it onto a record, and we also wrote some new songs, and we just kept writing and writing, and I was really pushing the band to write songs and record and release new songs. And people stopped saying, oh yeah, this 80s soul hardcore band, you know, they just said, they're state, you know, they're part of the scene. You know?
Yeah.
And,
Oh, Horseshack, go.
You may speak, Scott.
Okay, we played in Columbus once, and somebody did a review of the show, and they said this other Detroit band, I won't mention their names, but their initials are NA. They said that they just played. They just played.
You just did.
So they just played in Columbus. And Columbus, and
Yeah,
they,
one more thing.
In their description, they mailed it in. In state, they said
Who,
didn't mail it.
NA mailed it in?
That's their.
I've never seen
That's their words.
that happen.
That's their words.
Okay.
But so they compared us to them.
What is NA?
Narcotics Anonymous. Come on,
Yeah, go with that.
you must know. But
that's what I thought it was. I used to go there.
so my
We'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah, just to sell drugs.
So my question,
Still do.
my question for Preston is, you know, the two bands, NA and State, are generally to some degree comparable.
I would say similar.
How come
Not 100%.
State hasn't toured the world? You know, State does write new songs. State does not rest on its laurels, and I don't want to say anything bad ever about that other band because they're fucking great and they put Detroit on the map. Fuck you, Kid Rock. Negative Approach. Oh, I did it. Negative Approach put Detroit on the map, not fucking Kid Rock. But I mean, State's still together, and NA's still together. How is it that State hasn't toured the world? What? You talk about the
Maybe it's you.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I'm kidding.
It's like, you guys, I want you to open for us and tour the world with us. And I said, well, you know Scott's in the band, right, John?
They're like, yeah, all right, never mind.
Yeah, we're not going to Russia this year.
He's the guy that shits on the tour bus.
Scott,
It's not Russia. It's dad jokes.
It's the dad jokes. It's not the shitting on the tour bus. It's the dad jokes.
No, I do want to say that we used to play shows with NA, and me and John are friends. We've always been friends. And the thing is,
Does he smile ever?
no, but
I see him smile.
You're full of crap.
except
He
for
laughed
when
at my
Scott tells jokes on stage. No, but this is it, man. He just is he's like a real hardworking guy when it comes to showbiz. The guy has never slowed down.
His place of business burned down.
And Laughing Hyenas, man, they toured and toured and toured and stuff. And he's just kept at it. And they've always been good at publicity. I mean, back in the days, Necros was like, we thought Necros, NA, they're both great. Well, no one hardly talks about the Necros. And the difference really is, I think, John just knows how to promote and how to, he's hardworking, and the band resonates, and more power to him.
I think it's marketing, promotion, and who you know, man.
Yeah, and it's that. And another thing is, State, we've never been very social. We're like social rejects, never really very good at networking and socializing and stuff. And also, I kind of have this other life, okay, that really distracted from music, and that's school. I was in school.
What'd you teach?
I teach fucking German, Latin, Italian, Spanish.
Oh yeah, Ali was saying.
Multilinguist.
I've taught
cunning
ceramics.
Cunning linguist.
And so
You're an idiot, Scott.
and we broke up in '87 and got back in '03, and we did other things. It was, I got to hand it. You want to see how to do it. See what John did. That's how you do it, man. You work,
Persistence.
work, work,
Yep.
work. And that's how Iggy did it too, man. I remember when Iggy was on the fucking Skids. You know, there's a story about him coming back to Ann Arbor, and this friend of the state, this homeless dude named Ali, tells a story how he went, on the Diagonal, which is like a big park in the middle of town, and it was just like early Sunday morning, he sees Iggy sitting on a park bench, just all fucking burnt out and shit, and Ali sits down, and he looks over and he says, Iggy, how'd you get so low? And that was when Iggy was at the very low point, but he kept working.
Is that after Bowie dumped him?
Yeah, whatever. I don't
Broke
know
up with him?
I don't even know the guy's story, but I do know that he was down and out, but he kept working. And you just watch that dude. He just work. And, that's a difference. We're lazy.
Amen, brother.
Iggy got so low because he couldn't find no blow.
But we...
Can you turn Scott's mic off? Like, I've had enough of him.
I find him
Absolutely.
entertaining.
some people do. It's an acquired taste. But...
It is like strychnine.
But we also have kind of a different crowd. We play basements. We play, we don't have $1,000 guarantees. We play.
Yeah, you're not getting paid
basements.
today. You know that, right?
What?
I know. I know.
Tonight.
We were hoping you guys would buy pizza.
Yeah,
again.
hopefully you go to Fuzz Fest and make a butt ton of cash, man.
No, we will not make it hard.
Any good bands on that besides the state?
Strains are playing tonight,
Oh, the Strains are?
I think, or yesterday.
No, they played 2 days ago.
Mazinga,
Oh, did they?
old Ann Arbor band Mazinga, reuniting.
Yes,
tonight.
they are.
I'm not familiar with those guys.
Mazinga?
Yeah, Mazinga.
Well, in Ann
That's a
Arbor,
good name.
they were the king of the '90s, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Never heard of them.
In Ann
I never heard of Negative Approach.
Really? Oh, dude, you're missing.
I've heard the name. I've never heard the band. I don't know if I've ever heard them.
The weirdest thing
I'm
found,
a fucking death metal grindcore guy.
I can sing one of
metal
their
shit.
I'll sing one of their songs right now. I can't take this pressure. Too many things are too extreme. What's the next word?
You're not really bringing the John Brennan energy.
Yeah,
there,
you did
brother.
him absolutely no justice, bro.
It's a 9-second song.
Really?
You gotta scream it.
I can't take this pressure. Too many things are too extreme. I forgot the next line.
You know what I thought was great with Negative Approach? That when Jack White played Little Caesars, he had them open up.
That's
Yeah,
great.
I was there.
That's mind-boggling. Like, that is not Negative Approach's audience, man. But he,
They went over well though.
no, I'm sure they did.
They did.
If I was to ever be a huge musician, which is never happening, but if I was, my favorite bands would open for me. I don't care what the audience is going to fucking think of them. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
And maybe that's what he did with these guys.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what?
I'm
Like,
sure.
these guys bust their ass
They're
for
probably
years. They
friends
deserve
from
their
way
props.
back.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, why are we talking about favorite?
Jack White did live here till he was 30. You know?
Why are we
And-
talking
and
about favorite bands and Negative Approach at the same time? Why are we talking about that? I'll say, when their EP came out in '82, it's been one of my favorite records in the 40
Do you still
years.
listen to it today?
Yes, 40 years.
So it still holds up for you?
Fucking A. Fuck yes. In the 40 years since I came out. Yes, absolutely yes. And the first time I heard it, back then, you're buying all this punk rock shit and half it's generic bullshit, and that
Like
Negative
any
Approach
popular
verticals.
music in general, there's
Well,
going to be copycats.
80s was better than now, that's for sure. I mean, whatever.
Like, look at Korn came out. Nobody's ever sounded like that band. Within a year, there was 50 bands that sounded like Korn.
You're talking about the 90s.
You know what I mean? But I'm
anyway.
just saying as an example. When something's good, there's going to be 1,000 copies.
Well, people all over the world love that, First Negative Approach EP
I'm going
and
to
their
have to
LP.
deep dive it.
You should.
Dude, just the look on his face when he's delivering his vocals, he looks like he was going to
I've
fucking
never
kill
been
you.
a punk or hardcore guy. I mean,
if you're
some
serious-
hardcore,
if
New
you're
York hardcore.
If you're seriously unfamiliar, do it today.
I was actually watching some Dinosaur Jr. videos, and NA was like opening up for him. Then sure as shit, there's John Brennan on fucking stage with fucking Dinosaur Jr. doing a track together. I'm like, that is such a weird combination, but it's cool as fuck. That even Dinosaur Jr. loves fucking Negative Approach, man.
Well, I'm
Oh,
gonna have to weigh in here now, because back in the day, John did sing one night with the state before he formed Negative Approach.
Really?
Because
Oh, really?
yes, because John loves Alice Cooper, and
Who don't?
And so he said, can I come and sing? Can I come on stage? And the state did Alice Cooper songs, and John sang Alice Cooper songs.
Wait, you guys played a whole set of Alice Cooper tunes, or just
I was not yet in the band, so this was pre-'81. And, yeah.
So no state songs whatsoever, just Alice Cooper.
No, I don't know. It was just that at one point in the set, he gets on the stage and started doing Alice Cooper songs with the state.
And my old band, Forced Anger, we did a reunion in 2018, I don't remember, at the Old Miami.
2009.
And we used to do 2009. We used to do Nothing by Negative Approach, and John was there, and he jumped up on stage. And Julie, the proprietor of the Old Miami, said, "Okay, Stu, you guys got to stop now." We're all looking at each other. John takes the mic stand and boom, smacks it down on the stage, and we start playing it, and it was great.
It was, man.
Until somebody threw a fucking bottle and hit me in the face. I was pretty pissed about that.
I'm sorry about
But other than that, it was
The Old Miami used to be a little bit rough.
Oh, fuck
It's like all college kids now.
Yeah.
$5 PBRs and whatnot.
Oh, it's the fucking hipsters, fucking central. man.
$5 for a PBR.
I did several times. I'm a dumbass.
Okay, we can probably say.
Yeah, and you had Pistol Pete playing bass. No, that was Heresy's.
Pistol Pete, I'm a big fan of Pistol
Yeah,
Pete.
he was with Heresy that night. No, sorry.
Do you know him? Can you get him in here?
Yeah.
So if we went out to your guys' car right now, what do you have spinning in your CD player? Or cassette deck? Or 8-track?
That's a great question.
Don't look at me.
I'm looking right at you, bro.
Or what would be your go-to as soon as you get in the car? I got to
I know.
jam this today.
He's
Well,
got
I kind of want to know what's in there right now. Because obviously they had to drive here. Like, what did you listen to on the way over?
What was
today?
on when you turned the car off? There you go.
Preston's got Adam and the Ants. You deny this?
I love that band.
I do deny that. That's my wife. You're confusing me with my fucking wife, dude.
I like Adam and the Ants.
Is that why the marriage isn't going so well?
You know,
No, I'm kidding.
if I did have a CD player in my car, and if I did listen to much music, I would probably be listening to the motherfucking Sex Pistols. This guys, man, never quit. I love them. And, you know, Johnny and Steve Jones, man, those motherfuckers just blew the shit up, man. They're so great.
I'd never liked that band. I know you're probably gonna whoop my ass, but like I don't know what like. It just seemed corny to me. Like
You're lucky Sid is
Sex
dead,
Pistols?
man.
Hold on, you
He blew away on a tarmac.
You're a huge Social Distortion fan.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
say the Sex Pistols are corny?
Yeah, I don't like them. I don't know what it is about them. Like,
Why are you making me like you?
I think the first time I ever heard the Sex Pistols, I loved them, and I think they are majestic.
Yeah.
I think they are the biggest.
I wish
Right
they'd-
on, brother.
I wish they'd have done more. I can't listen to the one album anymore.
Well, they
I do
died.
like that album, but
They died and turned into PIL and all that shit, you know. But that Nevermind the Bullocks is, I think, one of the masterpieces of the history of the
so if you had to dub the Clash against the Sex Pistols at the same time, the height of their careers, who would you rather listen to?
I love the Clash. They're one of my top favorite bands of all time, but still Sex Pistols.
Really?
really,
I'm a big Joe Strummer fan. I like his solo shit, man. Like, it's just fucking fantastic,
all
man.
his shit's good. Yeah,
I don't know. Like I said, they just never grab me, man. I don't know what it is. And you can't relate Social D and the Sex Pistols. They don't sound nothing alike, man.
Listen, me and
two
you,
different bands.
I'm going to come over and we're going to put that fucking Nevermind the Bullocks album on. I'm going to talk to you about it. And
oh Jesus.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
I will correct you.
You two are gonna sit right there, and I'm gonna film it.
That actually would be funny.
That would be awesome. That'd be great.
gonna
We
correct
should do
his
a
ass.
Detroit State of Mind
And then
record reviews.
we'll be like wrestling. Oh, that's actually a good idea.
It is a real good idea.
We'll like wrestle on the ground
Just
and
have a guest, then you come over, or Ollie.
You
So
need
on-
to get the
We'll
bump
sit and we'll do Carcass Symphonies of Sickness.
yeah, Scott's been here enough. Let's have Ollie back over.
Yeah, Ollie's awesome.
Yeah, he's cool.
On my
Hardest working man in punk rock right here, baby.
my CD player, I got a bunch of old 60s funk and soul. Jeff.
Yeah, but
has-
imagine you're all over the place.
Yeah, Jeff has. What do you got in your CD player?
Wu Tang Clan. You ain't nothing to fuck with, dude.
No,
I got some
listen
guesses.
to music when I drive.
Really? Nothing?
Really?
Nothing.
I'd like to hear the power of my motor.
Well,
It's a Buick. I'm a Flint guy.
All 4 cylinders. Nothing like it, baby.
Goes down to 3 on the E-way.
You don't listen to any music at all? Like nothing. Like even how about talk radio? Even
hardly-
like
no.
just dead fucking
But
silence.
if I did, it would be a Who album.
But you don't.
I don't.
Neither do I.
Boris the Spider.
Are you mad at those
Like you
guys?
said earlier.
Are you mad at them for saying
Well,
they don't
like the late '60s stuff.
I didn't say I didn't like the Who. I just said I'm not a Who guy.
Well, I like most of it. I really like the older stuff.
Quadrophenia, though, I'm a big fan.
Do you like Led Zeppelin?
Sure.
I hate Led Zeppelin.
I don't blame you.
I think Robert Plant's the worst.
He
front
doesn't
man of all
like he doesn't
time.
like Pink Floyd or fucking Black
I don't.
Sabbath.
I don't.
Hey, let me ask you, do you like pizza?
That's all you had to say, brother. Hell yeah.
Hold on, I got
Okay,
it.
How do you not like Black Sabbath? It hurts me
I'm
right to my
starting to
core.
worry
I know.
about you.
Oh, he's got a Sabbath shirt on too.
I know. It's the greatest band ever walked the planet.
What, Social Distortion?
I got to chime in here. How can
You
somebody
just gave me another
not,
hemorrhoid.
not like Led Zeppelin? Because they're all over the place. There's got to be some Led Zeppelin songs you like. I hate some Led Zeppelin.
I do like
songs.
going to California.
That's it.
Yeah, probably.
So you're like a Bob Dylan guy.
Yeah,
I love Dylan. Yeah,
So you're like a folk guy.
yeah.
Oh, that's why you like Social Distortion. I see. I got it. It's all coming together.
Why is his mic
I
still
just
on?
fell in love
still?
with Scott.
Ollie, what you got on your CD player?
Social Distortion's like that with me too. There's songs that are like, fuck, that's fucking good, and then like, why do the next 5 songs sound exactly like that song?
Fair enough.
You know what I mean? It's the repetitiveness of it. You know,
I just think he has a great rock and roll voice, man.
he does have a good voice.
I don't know.
I'll give him that. He is a good singer.
He's got a pretty guitar.
Don't you have the same guitar?
but his
It's
is
like-
pretty.
Oh yeah, that's
His is
right.
like 70, 71 deluxe. Isn't that what yours is?
Ollie.
So why so how come-
Deflect.
So how come,
Deflect, Scott,
how come when he plays it, it sounds so much better than yours? Oh, because he actually tunes his guitar. That's right.
Oh, it's got 6 tuners instead of 5.
No, it's because you like folk.
Oh, here we go.
His
All right.
sounds better because Scott's got zip ties.
Bam.
That's my SG. That's SG.
That's
You gotta. Hey, whatever band you come in next, you got to bring that sucker over. Are you in another band that we don't know about?
No, I got rid of the zip ties. I fixed it.
Can we have a Mount Ty reunion here? I mean, there's half of you here right now, right?
Do you sing? We'll start a band. You on vocals.
The other Mount Ty guy lives.
Rich play bass.
He lives out on the streets in Detroit, the homeless guy, and the other guy lives in
Monty's
Atlanta.
Monty?
No, Bill. Bill lives out on the street.
And Ralph still
Ralph,
lives in Joint Dexter.
Ralph's in death in custody and bad assets and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, so Ralph was in Mount Ty too?
Ralph's cool as fuck.
It's like a very small circle in Detroit.
It's a circle jerk.
Anyway, Ali,
And you're in the middle.
like they got out in Ann Arbor.
Ali likes Viking metal.
Viking.
I like lots of different things.
Oh, okay.
but what's in your car right now that
Actually, I didn't listen to any music on the way here.
you're trying to like stay focused? Like,
I just wasn't in the mood. But when I do listen to shit, it could be Napalm Death and From Enslavement to Obliteration, one of my favorite records.
That's not the question. What you
Great
like?
album. Great
What's
fucking
on your
album.
CD player
That-
now?
There's nothing in my CD player at the moment.
What was on your CD
what
player
was the last thing you listened to
time?
in your vehicle? This question is going nowhere.
It is. We're
thought
getting a good feel
It
of what
might
these
have been
guys are about.
Age of Quarrel, Cro-Mags, or it might have been Crucifix, or it might have been...
That's not an answer.
That's a
It's
good
asking for a
answer.
concrete answer.
As you
What?
tap the wooden table.
You got fucking Johnny Cochran over here, man, laying India. Jeez.
Well, I can say all the groups that I like.
What's the last thing you listen to in your car? Rich.
Jason Isbell.
He's good.
It's like kind of like
I
Americana
rolled up-
country-ish type.
I rolled up listening to Deicide.
What's your Social Distortion CD fell out or?
They haven't put out an album in 11 years. I'm kind of over these fucks right now. I'm a little pissed off.
Are they still alive? Is Mike Ness still alive?
You're probably older than him, sir.
Everybody doesn't die from old age.
What do they die from? Is this gonna be a dad joke?
I don't know. Drugs? I don't know.
What do they call it in Great Britain if Yodi? Oh, died of misadventure.
Is that it? Really?
Yeah.
That's what they would put on a death certificate.
Yeah, I think Hendrix's death certificate from England says death by misadventure.
Hey, should we do a? I gotta take a pee.
Yeah, I got pissed too.
You can get up and piss anytime you want, Scott. We don't need the fucking, but we're gonna play some state for you so Scott can pee.
He has to empty his colostomy
Actually, we need
bag.
to put a mic in there so we can hear Scott pee.
Trash! Leading up the Lord, for the mist step forth in the gutter, red, laying to the ground. God, I'm trash! God, I'm trash! Emily! God, I'm trash! God, I'm trash! Emily!
I'm Ali.
I'm Kelly.
Josh,
I'm Johnny.
and
We
we're
are
useless by design.
And this is the Detroit State of Mind pod.
So what's the future of State? Are you guys planning on doing a record, or you going to record here at Avalon Studios for free?
Yes, you
We
should.
actually just got done recording our side for an upcoming split with Bad Assets.
Nice.
Bad asses.
Bad assets.
Thank you.
I was hoping it was a bunch of girls. There's some bad asses right there. Get you some.
There's some baddies.
Who would be in that band? Come on, Dave.
Baddest ass. Be Kate Beckinsale would sing. She's got one of the greatest asses on the planet.
Nobody local then.
What's your screen crush? What was your, like, the first time you realized, holy shit, women? I think mine would be Morticia when I was a kid. Like, fucking, wow. Look at
Marianne.
Marianne.
Mine's Mike Ness, Social D.
We're talking back bulge, not front bulge.
Oh, well, never mind then.
Yeah, more fucking Carolyn Jones, dude.
Who's that?
Morticia.
Oh. Have you seen that Photoshop picture where she's like in like bra and underwear?
No, that's Lily Munster. That's
Oh yeah, my bad.
what's her name?
But it's not her though.
Beverly Dange, not Beverly.
DiCarlo.
Yeah, Yvonne DiCarlo.
Yeah.
right.
Did you see the trailers for the fucking Rob Zombie remake of the Munsters?
It looks dumb, dude.
Dude, it's god awful. I hope that's a joke, and that's not going to be what the movie. Now, on the other hand, you seen the Tim Burton?
Oh, the Wednesday thing or something? Or
Dude, that looks incredibly good.
the guy looks fucking weird.
But if you're a deep fan of the Addams Family, he looks just like the cartoon character
Yeah.
from the strip that started the Addams Family. Yeah, Luis Guzman is Gomez. Yeah, it's gonna be great.
I saw a snippet, like a trailer, whatever, and she walks into like the pool, and, like throws all the piranha in.
Brown in and fucking bites the dude's dick off. Yeah. I'm like, this is gonna be good, man. Yeah,
That's like a Netflix thing, special, isn't
I
it?
think so. No, it's a series.
Or
Yeah.
show. Yeah.
Yeah, they could do Gomez.
You said Ali could be Gomez?
Sure.
He could put a little fucking porn stash on him.
Who's the bald guy?
Boom, chicka down here.
Oh, Cousin It.
No, not Cousin It.
The hairiest person is the bald person.
I'm getting them confused. Sorry. I
Your cousin, it's brother,
haven't watched that show
Yeah.
in a long time. What the fuck is that dude's name?
cousin B. No,
Oh, the guy with the light bulb, Fester.
Fester. Yeah,
Fester,
whatever.
thank
Yeah,
you.
that dude.
That's a good name, Fester.
Jackie Coogan.
Yeah, there.
I'm a big fan of anything Frankenstein and
Whose hand was that? That played, was that Thing? Is that the?
that was Lurch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was.
So he got paid twice.
Yes, he did.
Smart
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Double dipping like a motherfucker.
You ever see the video of him doing this, like, dancing with this, like, soul tune?
No.
It's great. It's
You ever
great.
see the one of him and Wednesday dancing, but they're playing Megadeth? It's badass. Yeah, he's got a record out, but it's all.
Right. I can't remember the name of it, but that's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
Do you own this record, Scott?
What's that?
Do you own this record?
Hey.
Because you're obviously an album collector, and you have a lot of old stuff.
That's the golden goose. He's been looking for that for 35 years.
Well, that's one of the 50,000 golden gooses.
Do you have Leonard Nimoy on vinyl singing about Bilbo Baggins, dude?
I've got that.
I've got the song, but I've always wanted it on vinyl just to have the Leonard Nimoy album.
Well, I got the LP with William Shatner and
Oh, Shatner doing
both singing their stupid songs.
the Elton John stuff.
Birds and I can't remember. Probably
Does he do some Beatles stuff too?
Yeah. Lucy in the
Lucy
Sky.
in the Sky.
With diamonds.
With diamonds.
Does he sing it like that? Is it all dramatic like
Yeah,
that?
he does the Captain Kirk thing.
It's terrible.
It started out as a shtick. If you watch William Shatner before Star Trek, he never talks like that. But he did the shtick for Captain Kirk.
That's it.
And it took off so good that he's like, from now on, he's Captain Kirk.
Okay.
My
See,
poor
this
blue
guy-
wife at the bottom of the pool. Drew and Mike played that on repeat for fucking 5 years, probably. I'm like, the dude's wife drowned, man.
Shatner's wife drowned?
Yeah, and then they played the 911 call for fucking forever and ever.
Did she
And he says, my poor wife's at the bottom of the pool. And it sounds like he says, my poor blue wife is at the bottom of the pool. God. Yeah, and she drowned in the pool. They thought he killed her for a little bit there.
I thought that was Natalie Wood.
Natalie Wood got pushed off a boat.
Wasn't that Robert Wagner that was with her or something like that? Or
Walken was there, too.
yeah.
Yep.
So Robert Wagner could have played Captain Kirk.
They said earlier in the night she was fighting with Wagner about, you're trying to fuck Christopher Walken, blah, blah, blah.
Robert Wagner was gay?
And they all said they all went to bed. Huh?
You said Robert Wagner was trying to fuck Christopher Walken.
That's a great twist. Maybe she was bitching at Robert Wagner. Why are you sucking Christopher Walken's dick? What the fuck?
I think you said something wrong. You said Robert Wagner was trying to get in bed with Christopher Walken.
He would have said, "What's this in your ass? What's this watch in your ass?"
Yeah.
I kept it there for 5 years.
That's not my Rolex.
Oh boy, this
No,
went off the rails a little bit.
It was good.
Natalie Wood and what's his name, Robert Wagner, got in a big fight the night before. They were all drinking on the yacht,
Yeah.
and he was accusing her of fucking Christopher Walken. So they all went to bed, like, it'll cool off, be in the morning.
And then poof, she's
And when they
dead.
woke up, she was gone.
Really?
They found her. They
so-
found her floating.
Robert Wagner.
Because that's the only kind of wood
They
that
think
doesn't
Robert
float.
Wagner fucking threw her overboard.
You didn't hear my chitty joke?
No, I missed it.
What's the only kind of wood that doesn't float?
Natalie. Yeah, I've heard that before.
It's fucking terrible. I'm sorry.
Wasn't it the one brother from the Beach Boys too that made the Charles Manson record?
Brian Wilson.
Didn't he? No, not Brian. One of the Wilson.
Manson lived with Brian Wilson.
Yeah,
Not Brian. Wasn't Brian Wilson. It was
Baby
the other,
Manson
the
record?
drummer.
That was Brian.
No, it wasn't Brian. It was
Brian Wilson played bass.
Brian Wilson was the guy who wrote everything and sang all the songs. He was the genius behind the Beach Boys.
Well, he didn't sing all the songs. I mean, there was like 4 of them singing that
Well,
shit.
he was like the main guy there for a while.
I think he wrote and produced like a shit ton of stuff.
Everything.
Yeah.
The Beach Boys was Brian Wilson.
A
The
lot of
other
the-
one, not with Doug. I don't know his name.
I
But
have
the
no idea.
Manson family lived at his house and shit. Remember that?
Yeah, it's Brian Wilson.
He's not talking anymore. He's got to go.
So I got a question for you guys. You guys ever hear of a band from East Lansing called the Wolverines?
No, sir.
No,
What?
well, that's a great name.
But they
Why would you be called the Wolverines and be from East Lansing?
Because that was State from Ann Arbor's competition band.
Yeah,
That's almost like a big
to
fu
live in
to
Lansing and call yourself
Lansing.
the Wolverines. That's
Yeah.
asking for a fight.
Exactly.
The Wolverines from East Lansing be like State from Ann Arbor. Okay. So any more questions for State?
Oh, I get it. That's great. He don't like football.
You don't get it.
Fuck Wolverines.
Yeah, what he said. Wait, what?
Did State ever play any fraternity parties in Ann Arbor?
Yeah. Well, we played at
They wore their green and
Good
white.
question,
at
Scott.
at a big fraternity house that had been turned into a co-op.
Co-op. You mean like girls and guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Was there boobies involved?
Presumably.
Well, he's married.
Presumably.
He's
Tell
married.
us, Michelle.
He cannot speak
you're,
on that.
You're hitched up. Damn it. We can't get the juice.
Someone put a ring on it.
We can't ring this one for the titty juice.
So you guys are playing tonight, right? Fuzz Fest? What time are you guys playing?
11.
Oh God, that's a late night.
Can you let your listeners know
What?
that we're playing tonight at 11?
We'll put it on the Facebook.
This
if you
will
want.
not air till Monday.
I know.
It'll be too late,
No, we
Scott.
can put it up on the Facebook and shit.
Oh yeah.
You good? That'd be cool.
So are you guys gonna play the same set you played today? Are you gonna bust out some gems or what?
He gave me a set list. You see, it's pretty badass. Too.
Yeah.
For the archives.
15 songs.
We need to start hanging this shit up around here. I know it's your house, but
We'll talk.
And I would like to point out that State is not a band that rests on their laurels. We don't play the same.
Because we
old-
don't have any.
We don't play.
cheers, brother.
We don't play the same old.
Do you have any
songs.
Hardys?
We
Nope, no one gets it.
not
Never mind.
constantly, but we often add new songs to our set list. In fact, even a couple that I wrote, and some of these guys wrote.
So do these guys play it just because they're trying to just be nice to you? Like, are you the Ringo Starr of the band, where you bring like a shitty song and then they'll just play it just because?
You have to ask him that.
I'm playing, dude. I'm playing.
Are you the walrus?
He's the Eggman. So as far as future gigs, what do you guys have going on like after tonight?
After
November
next Friday.
19th, we're playing in Ipsy at the the Regal Beagle?
Yep.
That's a bar.
Yeah.
That's freaking great, man.
Yeah, and it's been blowing
Why
up.
isn't
man.
Bankshifter playing with you guys?
That place in Ipsy's just been blowing up, man.
What TV show is the Regal Beagle from?
Three's Company.
Three's Company, man.
Three's Company too.
Come on, knock on up. Not gonna do it.
Baited. Fucking fished him in. Ciao.
Do we have anything else for the guys, or should we let them go?
Are you bored yet? You ready to go? I seen you tapping your watch over there, buddy.
I just was trying to secretly ask them what time it was, but they didn't understand my
not secret
question.
anymore.
He's like, they're telling dick jokes. It's time to go.
Yeah, I thought this was like, shut up.
That's what I thought too. Like, look at him. We gotta go, man. It's
No,
just
he's like, dude, nice Rolex.
nice Rolex. I found it in Gomez's butt.
Oh yeah, we're definitely done now. Well, we want to thank you guys for coming over. We totally appreciate
thanks,
it.
guys. You guys are
Thanks
awesome.
for having us.
And
The music
Ali,
was top-notch.
we'll see you. I don't know, a couple weeks.
Probably.
Oh,
See if these guys have any thing left to say. Come on.
Come on. Something poignant. I did it again.
That word reminds me of foliage.
Foliage.
A lot of people like to
I
call
was
it
poignant in foliage.
because people like to call it foliage.
is it a poignant setup?
Foliage? Is that what you put on your head to keep the aliens out?
Yeah.
Tin foliage.
Foliage.
You guys say something. Come on.
Something.
The earth isn't flat.
Prove it. And on that note, we're done. Have a good night.
Hey, man. Thank you. Good night. All right, we need you guys to do us a plug before you take those off. Go around the table, say who you are.
Ali knows
with
the
some
drill.
fucking enthusiasm.
Yeah, actually,
Ali.
I'm blah, 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 blah. We are the state,
Ali.
and you're listening to Detroit State of Mind.
Yes.
We are the state, and you're listening to Detroit State
well, that
of
didn't go well.
Mind.
you have to introduce yourself.
One
individually.
more time.
Yeah.
Okay, Ali, you start.
Ali. Jeff.
Scott, fucking A.
Preston.
And you're listening to Detroit State of Mind. Is that how we're supposed to do it?
Yes.
You better 3 fucking times. We just did this last week. What the fuck?
It's all becoming a blur, man.
Say who we are. We are the state. Can you guys time that? You are a band.
Are you ready?
All right.
Like a chorus.
Energy.
Ali. Jeff.
Scott,
Preston.
we are the state.
State.
And you're listening to
Detroit State of Mind.
Cut.
Thanks, guys. You guys rule. Good time. And we're done.
We are the dreads of Detroit, stated to ever exploit, killers of corporate control, defenders of true empty road. Detroit, Rock City, Detroit, Rock City, Detroit, Rock City, Detroit, Rock City, the city of rock is destroyed. Of dangerous music devoid, drugs beat the clouds of black. It's time for a counterattack! Detroit! Rock City, Detroit! Rock City, Detroit! Rock City, Detroit! Rock City! The city of rock is destroyed!
I'm Dave, and he's Rich. And thanks for tuning in to the Detroit State of Mind podcast. Join us again next week for more shenanigans and probably a lot of fucking swear words. Good evening. Sleep tight. Don't let the fucking bed bugs bite. All that other good shit.
With the Detroit State of Mind podcast.
The Detroit State of Mind podcast.
Detroit State of Mind podcast. The Detroit State of Mind podcast.
You.
I wish they would play my band. I doubt it.